Good evening and welcome to the Blueprint Explosive Exclusive. I'm Madhavdas G. Viewers, as the investigation, the Saif stabbing case, several glaring discrepancies have now been unearthed. Days after the Mumbai police honored the investigating team members who nabbed Saif Ali Khan's attacker, Shariful Islam Shehzad, they show you the document that had added another twist to the Saif Attack saga. And this document is now part of the investigation. Look at the papers that we are putting out on the screen. This is the medical legal report, and this is the first medical record in that sense of the Leelavati hospital. There are three aspects in this document which are raising eyebrows. First, the timing of the hospitalization, in fact mentioned over here, is at 4:11, and in fact we've also got the fact that Saif was attacked at 2 a.m. Remember, doctors in the past had press conferences to say that he was brought in between 2 a.m. and 2:30. Point number two, the person who brought Saif to the hospital is called Afsar Zaidi, and the relation is said to be a friend and a business partner as well, is what we know. Point number three, the wounds mentioned in the report are only 5, whereas doctors had clearly stated that Saif has suffered in fact 6 stab wounds, in fact even one to the spinal area. But let's also tell you who is Afsar Zaidi. He's a business partner of Saif Ali Khan and Hrithik Roshan, is what we know. We also know that he's the co-founder of the House of Patori, and going forward we also know that he's the founder of Exceed Entertainment as well. That's the information that we have coming in at this point of time. We also know that he represents Saif Ali Khan and Hrithik Roshan in terms of their PR, and also a key figure in the celebrity management industry connected to multiple business ventures, is what we know. We spoke to this man who has allegedly, as per these documents, hospitalized Saif, Afsar Zaidi, and to our surprise, he claims that he didn't take Saif to the hospital. Listen in.
Am I speaking to Mr. Afsar Zaidi?
Who is this, please?
I'm Rakesh Trivedi from Times Now Bharat.
Sir, you should actually message. I got really worried. You've been calling me incessantly.
No, sir. This is just the first call that I called. I had some queries, sir, regarding the hospital visit. I just want to confirm, is that you who had taken Saif in the auto?
No, sir. It wasn't me.
But you were there in the hospital as per the medical report?
Sir, I'm not in a position to say anything. I respect you calling me, but you respect me saying I don't want to speak.
Okay, but sir, is it possible that I can send you an email or message with few questions which we can revert, sir?
No, sir. The family and their team will connect.
But sir, सवाल ये है कि आप वहाँ कैसे पहुँचे, ये सब लोग जानना चाहते हैं, sir.
Thank you very much for your concern and everyone asking. I don't have a response, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Now, the accused father has claimed that his son's face does not match with the person who was caught on the CCTV. The lawyer representing Shariful Islam, Sandeep Sherkhane, has seconded the accused father's version that the man seen in the CCTV, in fact, his face doesn't match with that of Shariful Islam. Listen in.
The police has come forward with the police custody of the accused. We have objected to the length. Already the investigation has been done regarding the weapon and everything. Everything has been done. It has been clearly stated in the court that the investigation related to the accused is over. Therefore, further police custody is not required. The investigation regarding the inquiry and the CDR and other things for which the accused custody is not required.
Now, this lawyer has also procured a private company's forensic report, and as per this report, the facial features of the man seen on CCTV doesn't match with the photograph of the man arrested. Let's take a quick look at this report's contents. In fact, this is what it says as far as the person caught on CCTV is concerned. The forehead is long and broad. However, the arrested accused has a forehead which is short. Caught on CCTV are the eyebrows, which are narrower. As far as the eyebrows of the arrested accused are concerned, they are wider. Caught on CCTV are the eyes, which are almond shape. But as of the accused, the eyes are round in shape. This is, of course, the conclusion that comes out to say that the photographs provided are of different individuals. Now, many such questions that are there as far as, the person and as far as the circumstances surrounding it. Let's quickly open this up and take it across to our guests. With us is Advocate Aniket Nikam, BJP spokesperson. Nirmal Kaur is a former IPS joining us. With us also is Kapil Sankla, Supreme Court lawyer. Sajid Supariwala, spokesperson of the Shiv Sena UBT, is with us. Let me start with you first. Kapil Sankla, prima facie, it appears that, and of course, there is always the possibility possibility when it comes to CCTV, because the pictures are not that clear, as we very well know, and also the possibility of lighting, of focus, of angle, etc., that could always make a difference in terms of the final image that is gathered. But having said that, is it a valid concern that the person A is not the same? And why is the story not adding up? Because as far as the medical records, there is one person who has been named, and this is a matter of court record in such medical legal cases, as you can very well tell us. How is it possible that such discrepancies are out there in the open?
Right, that's a very beautiful question. The answer is this. I think it is too early in the day to actually raise these issues, including the issue whether the gentleman's face, the accused's face matches the CCTV footage. Because you see, only the investigation will show whether the face matches, the CCTV camera's pixelation is proper or not proper, whether he was carrying a mobile phone, is there a triangulation as far as the mobile phone is concerned, where did the gentleman go, whether there were fingerprints, whether the weapon has been recovered, whether the blood on the fingerprints matched on the weapon or not. So right now, to actually believe whatever is being said to the contrary as the sacrosanct truth would be quite dangerous. Also, as far as whether it was Afsar who brought him or not brought him is again a question that would be answered later, because even in the hospital there has to be CCTV cameras. So whether there was an error or a mistake, or whether there was a delay or the timing did not match, etc., are not that important at this moment, because what are undeniable facts? That Saif Ali Khan was stabbed, he had injuries on his body, those injuries were dangerous, he was bleeding profusely, he was brought to the hospital and he underwent surgery. These are undeniable facts.
Okay.
There's also an undeniable fact there was somebody who looks like the accused who's there. Now, it is only a matter of investigation and police search over a period of time, which is 60 days in this case, that the truth will be unearthed.
Okay. Let me bring in Advocate Aniket Nikam on that. Advocate Aniket Nikam, why are there so many glaring lapses? A question that many are asking. What are the circumstances surrounding that? Fine, investigations will be carried out, but at this point, from what is before us, there appears to be a lot of inconsistencies. What explains these inconsistencies?
No, see, I believe that since the investigation is at its nascent stage, it would be premature for all of us to comment upon it. That's number one. Number two, we all know that there was a CCTV footage of the building. We all know that he was caught. This accused has been caught after a lot of efforts, and he was trying to conceal himself under extremely shady circumstances. Apart from that, as a criminal lawyer, let me also tell you that this trial will be also based upon the identification of the accused in the course of identification parade. So that is one of the investigating mechanism that the police will bring into play, wherein they will ask the actor Saif Ali Khan to identify this accused and to find out whether he is the one or not. So I think we have to wait, because there is still time for them to complete the investigation, to formulate their points of investigation, to file the final charge sheet. And merely on some issues, we cannot turn to a conclusion that the man who has been caught is not the real accused. Because as we see in media reports, they have also taken the help of forensic experts. They are trying to find out the fingerprints, whether these fingerprints are reflected in the house of Saif Ali Khan or not. They are also trying to match the CCTV footage of the surrounding area, and all this will be collected in due course of time.
Sajid Supariwala, do you agree with that? The investigations are at the nascent stage. Don't doubt the police, because here you already have the top cops and the Home Department ministers, etc., congratulating the police for having cracked this case.
First of all, let me clear one thing. We were never happy with the investigations, since so many cases we have been seeing in the recent times where the BJP and Shinde government have been in Maharashtra. There was a sorry state of affairs. Every time there were some accidents happening, rapes happening, killings happening. We were never happy with because they are total failures in the law, what we have been seeing since a long time. Secondly, I would like to bring in a very interesting thing today. Today that the CCTV footage of that person has been shown, and the other person's father is saying, today in the modern times, we are so well connected with the internet, with everything. The CCTV is there. The modernization today's jet age, we are still thinking that it will take time. It should not take time. Today, anybody whose face is to be recognized through the CCTV footage, there are several experts and there are several technologies which have come up where it would not take so much time to identify the person. And secondly, I'm not denying the fact what Aniket Nikam has just told, that Saif Ali Khan, the actor himself, has to, because the law has to take its course, he has to recognize the person and he will say that whether it was that person or not. But for the time being, at least, if we see the technology, we are not living in the ancient times. We are not living in the Stone Age. This is a jet age. It did not take so much time to.
Let me bring in Nirmal Kaur on that note. Ma'am, the questions are very clear. The questions are very clear about the identity of the individual. Who took Saif to hospital, we don't know yet. The person mentioned in the medical record says, I'm not the person. Who else was there in the auto rickshaw, we don't know. It takes over 2 hours for Saif to reach from there to that particular hospital. Or was that entry made 2 hours late? That also is not very clear at this point of time. And also, what's shocking is that a piece of the blade is found. The third piece of the blade is found several days after the incident. Now, what kind of investigation is going on is certainly a question that will come to everybody's mind.
Definitely, there are things we are not getting to know. The nature of the wound itself, the angle of the wounds, if that is examined even by a normal doctor, leave alone a forensic doctor, that will show us whether the wounds were inflicted when the body was in a prone position or in a supine position. That is one thing which should have been established right away, and I'm sure the police has established it. Then so far as facial software, recognition softwares are concerned, these days even you Google it, there's so many open source softwares which will immediately tell you, and the evidence is very conclusive out there whether the faces match or not and with what probability. So that is another thing which can surely be done very logically, in a very provable point. And another piece of white which you showed us just now is that medical legal admission report, that medical legal whatever the case was made out, in which a gentleman's name is there who has denied being there, but obviously he's lying. He can't lie to the court. That document is a very, very important part of the investigation. In fact, the beginning of the FIR. That medical legal document is very, very relevant. And if he's lying, I mean, maybe he's lying to the media, but he cannot perjure himself by lying to the court.
But why would he lie, ma'am? That's what we can't understand. Why would somebody like that, if he's a friend, if he's a business partner, if he's admitted him to the hospital, why would he tell a lie?
But he dare not tell it to the court. I mean, maybe with the media he could take these liberties, or he thinks he doesn't owe any explanation to the media. But in a medical legal case, he is liable to tell the truth to the court, and he won't be lying under oath. I'm sure he won't perjure himself. Otherwise, there's legal recourse for that also. And also the wounds. I mean, so far media has whatever I've read in the media, we don't know in what state the wounds, the angle of the wounds, and that hexa saw blade, sharpened saw blade by which the wounds are supposed to have been inflicted. The angle of entry will tell you. They're saying if he's holding him and, from behind that will have a very different kind of wound than if he's lying supine or prone and the wounds come in.
Okay.
So that is one thing which I'm sure the police has established. Right. And that is very easy to establish.
Right. Kapil Sankla, let me come to you on that point.
Very, very helpful in building the scene of crime.
If we are to believe...
They have to recreate a scene of crime.
Absolutely. If you are to believe the police version, he was found outside Thane in an area where there's nobody. He was found in the middle of some bushes, number one. Number two, how did they find him? Of course, is a big question. Number two, they come back and tell him that he slept at a bus stop, which is just a few hundred meters or few kilometers away from the place where he committed the crime. Wouldn't accused want to run away far away from the position? And number three, that entire toolkit that they have found, with a hammer, with a saw, screwdriver, so on and so forth, that also they have recovered very close to the place where the crime has happened. Does all of this really add up according to you?
It is a very fishy
thing. Well, to be very honest, I will completely agree with Mr. Nikam, my colleague. And the reason is this, that as he rightly said, it is too early in the day. The investigation is still underway. I do understand that at times what has been leaked by the police itself, in their haste to show how hardworking they are, they might become over-enthusiastic and then they have to eat a humble pie later. But having said that, what do we have, as rightly said, is this. The investigation is underway. As Ms. Kaul has stated, the police is going to recreate the scene of crime. So the stab injuries will be seen, whether it's from the top, from the bottom, from the side, etc. what the defense is bringing right now, again in their haste to prove a case too early in the day, is an expert opinion. Unfortunately for them, it is only an opinion. An expert's report does not have the sacrosanct value or a primary piece of evidence. It is merely an evidence, and as you very well know, that the prosecution will also bring their expert, and they could be completely divergent or a contradictory report.
Okay.
So, albeit you are absolutely right that what the police is saying may not make sense right now, but it is equally true that investigation over a course of days or hours might bring in further.
Let me bring in Sajid.
Sajid,
you know, this may be over-enthusiastic police persons who are trying to put out their version. It may not be, in fact, completely congruous. It may be at odds with each other. But the fact is that a private forensic report has absolutely no legal sanctity. We will have to wait for the final forensic authorities and the investigation to be complete to come to any conclusions. Do you agree with Kapil Sankla?
Nirmal Kaurji seconded my thought when I told that this is a jet age, not a stone age. It's not so difficult to find a person's image. Today, so many softwares have come up. The investigation agency, the people, the government, they should take care of it, and they should use the modernization of today to find out at a jet speed. Instead of that, they are always dilly-dallying. All the investigation either be of this particular attack or attacks happened earlier. I'm just wondering, every time this comes up, I have a same question to the BJP government and the team, that why does it take so much time for us? If you're taking so much time for a celebrity, so much political pressure, keep it aside. But public pressure, the media pressure is coming on you, and then also you are taking so much time. What about a normal citizen? If he doesn't have that influence,
we'll have to leave it there. Sajid, we'll have to leave it there. I'm sorry I have to interrupt you, but Kapil Sankla, Sajid Supariwala, Nirbal Kaur, Advocate Aniket Nikam, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us, and we certainly hope the police is able to get the bottom of this matter, because certainly a lot of questions which at the moment are not adding up, and certainly answers required to the same as well. We'll have to leave it there, slipping into a very quick break.